Moment. Off-duty NYPD officer 31 is put in handcuffs after shooting dead her ex-girlfriend's new lover 23 and severely wounding the ex-partner 24 in a jealous rage. An off-duty NYPD cop is in custody and awaiting charges for shooting dead her ex-girlfriend's new lover and severely injuring the ex in a jealous rampage at a Brooklyn home last night. Yvonne Wu, 31, was sitting inside her girlfriend 23-year-old Jenny Lee's apartment in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn on Wednesday at 5 p.m. when Lee returned home with her new girlfriend, Jamie Liang, 24. Wu, who has been a cop for 5 years and works out of the 72nd precinct just 4 miles away, opened fire, shooting Liang in the chest and Lee in the torso. Liang died in the hospital 50 minutes later. Liang survived and is still in the hospital but is in good condition. Friends of the younger woman say Lee and Wu were in a romantic relationship for 2 years until last month. One friend said they broke up because Wu was a jealous psychopath. They say she stalked Lee and refused to give back her key after they broke up. One NYPD source told the New York Post that she was still spending the night at Lee's home and was hopeful that they would get back together. She was still staying there on and off. She was still staying there some nights. It's not that strange. Maybe she thought they could still work it out, the source said. Liang's family on Staten Island were too distraught to speak to the reporters Thursday. 911 operators who picked up a frantic call from one of the victims heard the shooter yell in the background, "I told you not to mess with me. This is what you get." After shooting the 2 younger women, she walked outside the apartment and waited for the cops to arrive. She told one officer, "I shot them both. The gun's inside," according to a source. Video shows the moment she was frisked by a patrol car before being taken away in handcuffs. She was transported to Maimonides Hospital, where she remains on Thursday morning undergoing psychiatric evaluation. The New York Attorney General's office told Daily Mail that it was receiving the case, but no charges have been filed yet. Because it involves a cop shooting a civilian, the case is automatically referred to the AG's office. NYPD detectives are investigating whether or not she used her service weapon to carry out the shootings. At the scene on Wednesday night, NYPD Assistant Chief Michael Kemper told reporters that it was a domestic situation and that Wu and Lee had been romantically involved. Friends of the 2 younger girls told the New York Daily News that Wu had been stalking Lee ever since they broke up a month ago and that she was a psychopath. It is unclear how Wu and Lee came to know each other, but public records indicate Wu was living in a home 8 blocks away from Lee's family home until recently. She is now understood to live in Staten Island. NYPD sources tell Daily Mail that Wu was a high performer, was rated as exceeding expectations in her recent evaluations. She has made about 60 arrests, 60 arrests, throughout her 5-year career. I want to know, who was she arresting? This psychopath was running around Brooklyn, locking up people. I want to know who the people are she was locking up. That she's getting commendations and awards. Who was she locking up? The double shooting came out of left field, one source said. Neighbors described a scene of absolute pandemonium to Daily Mail on Thursday morning. It was pandemonium, chaos, 2 bodies being brought out on stretchers, one having compressions on her chest. She was green. That woman was having compressions on her chest, was green. We saw a lot of cops, detectives, the police officer being brought out. She was very calm, which was kind of surreal in a way to be so calm. I can only assume she was in shock after she just shot 2 people. It was a lot. It was a sight to be seen. I've never seen anything like this in my neighborhood before, Pat Santini, who's lived in the neighborhood for over 50 years, said. Assistant Chief Michael Kemper of the Brooklyn South Patrol District refused to name the officer last night, but said that she handed herself in when police arrived at the house and was calm and collected and very forthcoming. Simply put, she confessed. That's all I'm going to say, Chief Kemper added. Charges are yet to be filed against the cop. Charges are yet to be filed against the cop. The incident happened about 5 p.m. on Wednesday, Chief Kemper said, after Lee and Liang arrived home. We believe the cop was inside the residence before the other 2 females came home, said Kemper. One of the dead woman's friends told the Daily News that Lee and Wu lived together in Bay Ridge until about a month ago when they broke up. They had been together for about 2 years. Witness Valerie Wars said that she saw police giving CPR to one of the victims and said Wu looked very calm after the shooting. She told CBS Local that Wu was already outside the home when police arrived and confessed immediately. She said, in her NYPD jacket, which was so curious. It was so strange. She was so peaceful and calm. The alleged shooter had worked on Tuesday night and was due to head back to the office on Wednesday evening. The New York Daily News reported that Wu on Wednesday was sitting on her ex-girlfriend's bed waiting for them to return. Wu's 23-year-old girlfriend was found in the living room, shot in the torso, but is expected to survive. Liang, 24, was found lying in the bedroom, having been shot in the chest, possibly more than once. She died from her injuries. When Lee called 911, the operator could hear someone in the background saying, "That's what you get," sources said. Both victims and a third patient believed to be Wu were taken to Maimonides Hospital. The off-duty officer was in custody, Kemper said. The case is being treated as a homicide. However, Wu has not been arrested. He said it was unclear whether she used her service weapon, but there's a very good chance it is. The motive is believed to be domestic violence in nature, said Kemper. Kemper said that the officer had no known disciplinary problems. That incident is the latest example of NYPD cops going rogue. Yesterday, it also emerged that 2 male officers from the precinct in Queens have been ferrying prostitutes around in their patrol cars in exchange for thousands of dollars.